Hey guys, Cubician. This is going to be a tutorial on like an emphasis pad like this. Or like the one that is in the original, because I was just messing around there. This one. So they're kind of similar, but it's just that same idea of a emphasis pad, the really narrow thing. And I'm going to try and show you how to make that. So this is actually a Zyn Emphasis patch, obviously, because everything here is Zyn, because I like Zyn. Just turn the frequency all the way up because we're not going to filter anything at all. So this is a pad synth instrument. It doesn't use add synth at all. It's an octave up because I am too lazy to actually move all the notes. And this is a sort of thing like that. So just mess around with like the octave harmonics, like powers of 2, 16, blah, apply, and then you get something like this. So that's doesn't really sound a lot like it right now, but so we're just gonna turn the release time down and the whatever, and then we're just gonna turn like that up. So I didn't turn the decay time down enough for the sustain value, did I? Too much. So we want that, but we want that about there. Okay, so that's really all for this. I mean, you can put some frequency envelope in here if you want. That's like really high and chirpy. I like that. So I'm just going to do that. You can do the frequency envelope if you want. But the main part is all this like frequency distribution stuff. So basically, if you have ever heard of bell curve, this is kind of the same concept, is that you have like a bunch of different voices. Like it's kind of like the unison in add synth, but it's way more voices, and it sounds a lot. Oh, it's cold down here. This sounds a lot better. So basically, this just kind of determines where all those voices fall. The highest point on this, like on the y-axis, means it's more likely to fall there as far as detune goes, and the x-axis is like the detune amount. So the closer it is to the center, the closer it is to the actual note you're playing. But the higher it is, the more likely it is. So right here, it's more likely to be in tune than it is to be out of tune. But these blue lines right here, all together, they go to 18.4 cents. So basically, if you turn this way up, then this is actually a lot bigger, and it'll probably sound like white noise. Yeah, it sounds like white noise because it's so detuned that you might as well just have white noise because all the harmonics are everywhere and it sounds awful. So for this, we're probably just going to keep it around like 17 because we want kind of a narrow. We kind of want it. Not OBS. Okay, so we want a more narrow sound, but we can actually mess with this right here. Auto scale just kind of like finds about the median, and it just kind of determines where it's going to scale it to. This right here now, 23.3 is across this whole thing, so it's actually going to sound more narrow because it means that 18.3 cents is right here, and it's more likely to be even this much in tune than it is to be that much in tune. Where before, it was impossible to be. Anyway, blah 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 math stuff, and now it's kind of narrow, and that's what we're going for. So I do some weird stuff where I like increase the width, and I do like multipliers and blah, and I adjust this curve so it's something like that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it's just kind of how I like my sound. So that's really all it is for there. And from here it's just effects. First thing I do is I do like a distortion. I like A-tan because it's actually like an overdrive sound. Turn the left and right mix down, otherwise you'll have this annoying mono sound. And unless that's don't do it. So the next thing is from there is you're just gonna like boost it up until it's kind of distorted. So that sounds good. And then after this, we're gonna do an EQ, an equalizer, high pass this. I like to run it through the high pass a couple times and just kind of put it there. Because we don't need those frequencies because the bass is using those frequencies and it just sounds better if you take them out of this pad. So sometimes I do like weird little peaks and stuff just to like the last thing is some reverb, not too much. You want to turn the time down and the dry wet down. Even that's too much. We got to turn the time down even more. Just kind of something to give it a bit more width and thicken it up. And so from there, that's really the entire sound. You just sidechain it and stuff. Like my previous one, I actually put some weird portamento on it because they give it kind of a more like weird pitchy thing. It doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes it sounds better without. But just for the sake of sounding like the original sound, I'll do that. And then it goes into your song. Short little spiel on that, and so yeah, I hope that's helpful. Remember to like and subscribe and keep asking for those tutorials. I'll mention your name if you email them to me rather than just put them in the comments. So yeah, alright guys, see you later. Happy music making.